United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we start, the first item would be any additions or deletions to the agenda. Anything by the board? We'll move on to public comments. Are there any public comments this evening?
We got one on number 6. What investment are you talking about?
Certificate of deposits. Cash that's available that's not going to be used right now.
Oh, okay. How much?
I'll go through all
Okay,
that.
thank you.
I have one question. Tim, just, have you guys given any more thought to our proposal, or do you have a counter offer or anything?
I'm at this point, the board needs to collaborate further on that, so we haven't had a chance to have further conversations amongst us. So I know that's something we definitely need to work towards, but we owe you an answer on it.
Okay, nice, thanks.
Do you have anything further than that yourself?
No, I mean, I think they need to talk about it, but I mean, right now, they don't have money budgeted to tear the building down.
Okay,
Wish they did, but
When you guys do decide to deliberate on that, as opposed to whether you were to sell or not, would the school district lease out property, then you would have to come up with something about how to split the electricity and divide things up so that the property could be used whether you guys retain ownership or not. Because then you would still be responsible for maintenance. So it's just a thought, just put that out there.
Yeah.
Whether you lease it or sell it.
We definitely need to explore every option like that you're mentioning. So there's a lot of consideration to make sure we're doing the right thing. But thank you.
As a comment on, you guys are about to embark on a design build project, and in the past when Tri-Township has done design build projects, they typically haven't had a whole lot of competition. It's usually just performance services, and they're the only ones that submits a project or a proposal, at least the last several times. I'm wondering what steps you guys might be taking in order to make sure there's a good number of firms competing in this process this time around.
I'm going to talk about that process later on.
Great, thank you.
May not answer your question, but I'm going to talk about it.
Okay, then we'll continue moving on to the minutes from September 25th. Do I have a motion by the board to approve?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. We'll continue to move on to the same docket. Motion approved for the docket.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved.
Okay, I'd like to recommend on the investment approval, we had some CDs come due and actually rates are higher, but I recommend that you renew $200,000 from construction, $150,000 in operations, $375,000 in rainy day. It's paying 5.4% right now. And I also recommend a new investment of $750,000 of the education fund that can generate revenue as opposed to just sitting there, raising nothing.
Motion to approve those investments.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
That makes
Aye.
sense.
All opposed? Motion approved.
Okay, as far as financial information, you can see our balances are, holding their own. Actually, the education balances have grown this year because you haven't been transferring. You should transfer, and hopefully we'll take care of the additional positions that you've added and so forth, so you can be close to break even in that account. Our state funding is going to decrease by $50,000 due to enrollment, and it makes things pretty tight. Field trip? Okay. I'd like to recommend, right now, driver pays for field trip, $12.50 an hour, and which is not real enticing to get someone with CDL to take time away from another job or something to do a field trip. I'm recommending that we increase this rate to $18 an hour. That's not quite as high as what we pay our route drivers per hour, but also on a field trip, they're not driving supervising kids all the time because they're sitting there during the field trip also. But, I'd like to see it, it's a step in the right direction, and maybe we can get a little more interest in people being willing to drive field trips. This won't be extracurricular, but it'll just be field trips during the school day. So I'd like to recommend that beginning immediately.
I'll make a motion to approve the field trip driver pay adjustment to $18 an hour. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Then moving on to Prenzo's report.
Right, end of the first 9 weeks was last Friday. And so, we had a small issue with our Harmony system this week, so we're, getting through those issues right now. So report cards, we're gonna go out today, they won't go out till Monday. We're hoping Monday, if not Tuesday at the latest. PTO is having a trunk or treat on October 28th. Here at the school. I think there's 3 that day now here in town, so it's a good day for parents to go out and take their kids out for Halloween. I think there's one here, Salem Church, and then there's a group, an IEP advocacy group that's having one at the Legion. So that'll be about 3:30 to 5. Ours is, and then everyone's is between like 3 and 6. So it'll be a good time for all the families to kind of go through and hit all 3 of them. And then next Thursday, PTO also has our family night out at Chick-fil-A. So we get a percentage of the money back for anyone that goes there instead of supporting Tri-Township. The PTO also decided that, they found out that it's if you have anything catered that day, then we get money back as well. So the PTO is gonna cater a meal for the staff that day. They're gonna pay for that, and then we're gonna get some money back from it for PTO, so they saw a benefit to both sides of that. And then also PTO is gonna give money for our AR, our accelerated reader program that we're gonna start up second semester with the kids. They're gonna get money for prizes for the kids to have each month. So they haven't gave us a certain amount yet, but they said they would provide the money for it. We had sports, high school sports that ended last week. Cross country competed in the sectional at New Prairie. The sectionals changed this year. It used to be a 4-week format for cross country, it's down to 3 weeks now. So we went from having a 13-team sectional at Rensselaer to being an 18-team sectional at New Prairie. And I would say 12 of those teams are 4A schools. So it's a very tough sectional now. A lot of South Bend, Penn, LaPorte, Michigan City, a lot of big schools, so, and the weather last Saturday, if you remember, was not the greatest. So just happy for our kids that went out and competed, because it was a wet mess from start to finish. Girls volleyball sectionals ended last Saturday. They lost in the semifinals to Morgan Township, won the first round game against Washington Township in 5 games. I will say, I only got to see a handful of games towards the end of the season due to some commitments with our youth programs for baseball, but I saw a lot of improvement in our girls. I really enjoyed watching them the last 4 games of the year, so they did quite well. We had 2 girls win PCC Medal Attitude Awards. That voted on by the coaches in the conference. Miranda Wozniak won in cross country, and Addie Gorski won in girls volleyball. And our JV girls volleyball team was PCC runner-up this year. They went 3 games in the final, so they were close to winning it. So we had some really good efforts this year in the fall season for sports. So we'll have our banquet right at the beginning of November for our fall sports season. That is all I have right now.
Thank you.
Okay, as far as my report, a couple things today. Office on our end, we were kind of in the dark today, going to be tomorrow. Also, we lost our power. There's a shortage somewhere underground. Truxell's going to probably run the wire up through the ceiling and fix it during fall break. We got computers, but we don't have any lights or anything. So we got lamps right now, but we got through. As far as my listening tour, I've probably talked about 2/3 of the employees, and that's going well. I'm looking for some common themes, and at the right time later, I will report on some of that. The roof report, the bid advertisements going in the paper this Thursday and next Thursday. Received bids November 8th, and hopefully award bids at the November 27th board meeting for roof repairs on this building. The pool building updates, got rid of quite a bit of stuff last weekend. There's still a chance if you want chairs or anything, come tomorrow, because it's gonna go away after that pretty soon. There's a dumpster out there. Of course, they unloaded the dumpster without asking us where we wanted it, but you aren't gonna move one of them dumpsters. But we plan to empty that module this week, and then have to relocate the electric to a temporary service because it runs the other building and so forth. And then, we've got the survey. I'm getting prices and negotiating some on the demolition, the site work, the electrical, and the HVAC. You can see there, we're getting different options on that, but they will get a permit as soon as they can. But we've got the money encumbered as far as the federal money. I think we'll be able to make that, use all that by December 15th, and then the building don't take all winter, realistically, in all likelihood. The design build process, we had our initial design review committee meeting on October 9th, and then on October 12th, we released the RFQ out. Proposals are due November 14th. Design review committee meeting number 2 to look at the proposals November 17th, and hope to select a design builder on November 27th. With your question, we have no way of guaranteeing there's going to be more than one. Now, I believe last time, I thought there were 2 or 3 last time. Sometimes there are and sometimes there aren't, but we really have, I hope there's multiple bidders. Because there's a couple other contractors that do design build, a lot of them do not do design build. Okay, any questions on any of those items? Okay, a reminder, the December board meetings changed till December 19th, December calendar. And a little update on collective bargaining. We're pretty close. I anticipate having a tentative agreement soon. Once we get a tentative agreement, the teachers vote on a tentative agreement, then we have to advertise a public hearing. We have to advertise that at least 72 hours before the public hearing, and then at least 72 hours after the public hearing, the board can meet to approve the contract. So there's gonna have to be a couple meetings coming up. They tend to be extremely brief meetings. And they could be early morning meetings if you wanted to. We need 3 people there, that's what we need, at least, or they could be early evening meetings. I will email you guys and just see what your preferences are, but can't get the cart before the horse because we don't quite have an agreement yet. We'll talk about that more tonight. That's the plan. That's all I have.
Motion to adjourn.
Excuse me, can I ask one more question? We were in that trailer, that building that used after school classes. Is there any reason why the board couldn't sell that building or even the merchandise that's all in there? I mean,
There's very little market for used desk. When I've been to school sales, by the time you pay the auctioneer, you're lucky, Ricky. I mean, it's worth something, but
Yeah,
people just don't.
I mean, the trailer looked like it was in good shape, the building, I
The
didn't see,
floor is kind of rotting away in parts and just over time.
I've seen those things sold at auctions like all the time. People buy them.
The trailer itself you're talking about.
Yeah, the trailer and the items inside, yeah. But I mean, if there's, you couldn't find anybody.
Right, I mean, it's amazing how much stuff's still there. We tried to give it away.
Yeah, we were there Saturday, I think, took some chairs.
You want some more?
Is it tomorrow I could still come? Is it?
Yep.
I may still come tomorrow and see.
So yeah, feel free.
What time?
About 8 o'clock. I imagine we'll be there most of the day, emptying it. File cabinets, if some people want them.
I think we need more.
There's some cheerleading outfits in there. Cheerleading outfits are in there.
I think too, huh?
What you look at ornaments.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.